Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Anne and today I'm bringing you a very fun reading challenge. So what this video is going to be about is I am trying to read for a full 24 hours. So the goal here is to not stay awake for 24 hours. I am not doing that. I am exhausted. This week has been pretty rough at work, but the goal is because I have 4 days off, I've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to try and read collectively over those 4 days a full 24 hours. So I've attempted this before and I failed and I've scrapped all the footage, but I'm going to try it again. I have quite a few books that I need to try and finish before the end of April, so my goal is to try and get to those. So I've got a stack of books here that I really want to try and get to, and I think that the first one that I'm going to try and finish is going to be Queen of Coin and Whispers by Helen Corcoran. This is a book that I started a little while ago as an ebook and I am 81 pages in. So this is about a queen. She has just taken over after her uncle has kind of destroyed their kingdom and has put them into a lot of debt, and she is then hiring a girl who is going to be her like spy, and they figure out that something is faced with dangerous plots and hidden enemies. Can Leah and Xania learn to rely on each other as they discover that all is not fair in love and treason? So I'm excited for this one. It seems to be going pretty quickly. I read it one morning for about an hour and I got 80 pages in, which is really great. So my first protocol for this vlog is to try and finish this one. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about the rest of the books that I have here, but we will just give you a quick overview. So we've got Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, we've got Game Changer by Neil Shusterman, and then Anatomy, a Love Story by Dana Schwartz. So I've got these as well, and who knows, I might change my mind and decide that I don't want to read any of these and mood read for this whole vlog. I hope I don't do that because I've got a TBR to finish here, but we will be starting with this one and I will give you an update as soon as I start the timer. I'm not sure if I want to start tonight or if I'm going to start tomorrow morning, but I'll update you when I have an update or when we are about to start. Good morning. It is 8:32 p.m. It is 8:32 in the morning and I am just about to start this 24-hour reading challenge. So I didn't start last night because I was trying to finish one of the books that I was in the middle of and I didn't get to do that. So I am reading Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This is going to be in a different vlog that's going to be coming out in the end of May, I'm pretty sure. But I am 289 pages, 69 pages into Project Hail Mary. So my plan for today is to try and finish this before I move into Queen of Coin and Whispers. So that is my goal and I'm very excited to be starting this challenge. So I want to be trying to get as many hours in as I can today and trying to accumulate. My main goal for today is trying to accumulate as many hours read as I can today, because knowing me and my partner, will make a bunch of changes over the weekend and decide to do other stuff than me read. So I want to try and start this readathon off with a good productive couple of hours, few hours, whatever it is. My aim is 6. But my kind of top goal would be like 8 to 9 hours. So let's just start reading. after I started this readathon, I decided to go to bed for a nap because this week I've been really tired. I haven't been sleeping well. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna go have a nap, get nice and refreshed. I read for just like 15 minutes and I was like, okay, gotta go for a nap. I woke up 3 hours later. So I am now, it is now 5:21 p.m. on Thursday afternoon and I have 19 hours, 36 minutes and 32 seconds to go. So I've just read a little over 4 hours, 4 hours 20 minutes or so, and I've just finished Project Hail Mary. I'm not going to talk too much about this because it is going to be in an upcoming vlog, but I just wanted to let you know that I have finished it. It did take me quite a while to read because I was halfway through, as I mentioned before, and it took me a while to read those extra 200 pages, but it is what it is. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be starting Queen of Coin and Whispers by Helen Corcoran. So as I mentioned yesterday, this is about a queen who has just taken over the kingdom and she hires a lady to be her spy, and they're trying to figure out all of these things. They've got lots of plots against the queen who are trying to kill her and take over and things like that, so I'm very excited. I am 81 pages in and I'll update you when I have an update, but I had a 3-hour nap and I really hope I don't fail this readathon on day one, but I'll update you when I have an update. Morning. So I am currently, let me just pull up my phone. I've got 15 hours, 57 minutes and 34 seconds left of this readathon, which is great. So I did actually accomplish 8 hours last night, which is very, very exciting. So as I've already mentioned, I have started Queen of Coin and Whispers and it is very quick, very fast paced. I am currently on 329. On page 329 and it is great. I'm really enjoying it. It is very fast paced, it is sapphic, it is beautiful. There's a lot of court intrigue which I'm having a great time with, and yeah, it's a very, very quick read. So I won't be getting any reading in right now because we are going to the gym and then probably visiting my mother-in-law, but I will definitely be coming back and getting some hours in. I don't know if I'll be able to get a full 8 hours in again today, but hopefully the aim will be like anywhere between 4 and 6. So I'll update you very soon. Hello! So we have 14 hours and 28 minutes left on my timer. So I have 9.5 hours read, which is great, and I'm on day 2 and I'm just coming to update you to say that I finished Queen of Coin and Whispers. I had a great time with this. I really enjoyed it. I really liked our two main characters, Xenia and Leah, and I really liked the court intrigue, seeing how all the treason was happening, the betrayals, how all of this how there was all these quiet little workings within the court system. That is always interesting to me, and seeing how our characters would kind of how they would come through that and how they would deal with the problems that were happening. It did move in a direction that I actually wasn't expecting, so I had a great time with that. It kind of moved into definitely more fast-paced compared to the start of the book. The start of the book was a little bit slower pace as we're learning about the court and who everyone is and how our two main characters meet and start forming their relationship. And then as things go on, we're seeing how all of our main characters' enemies are starting to close in and how she's trying to deal with that and everything. And it was a great time. So I think this is definitely going to be a 4-star for me. It wasn't the best book I've ever read, but it was a fun time. It was quick, it was fast paced, the chapters were really short, and I really enjoyed our two main characters, and it is a sapphic romance. Now this is more of a YA, so it's more closed door, fade to black sort of scenario with the spicy scenes, so things are more implied than they are seen. Here we see basically some kissing and that is about it. But yeah, I had a great time with it, and I'm very happy to get this off my shelf because it's been on my shelf for quite a few years. So the next book that I'm going to be picking up today is A Game Changer by Neal Shusterman. So this is a contemporary with a little hint of magical realism from what I remember. So this is about Ash, and he is on the high school football team, and he always takes hits, you know, because he plays American football, so he's always getting hit. But those hits start pushing him through a succession of universes, almost but not really like his own. As small shifts in reality become significant shifts in Ash's own identity, he starts to question the world he thought he knew, as well as the ones he finds himself catapulted into. For better or worse, the one thing Ash knows is that he's got to find a way to put everything back. So every time he gets hit during a game or practice or something, he gets thrown into a different universe. So this is going to be a very interesting concept, I think, and it will be a quick read, I'm hoping. And I'll update you when I've some thoughts, or if I hit a certain amount of hours, I don't know. I'll update you with some thoughts very, very soon. We're hitting a bit of a wall. And I don't know how I feel about it. So I have 13 hours, 52 minutes and 47 seconds left on my clock. So I've read for another, I don't know, half hour maybe. We got home a little while ago and I started reading Game Changer, like I mentioned, by Neal Shusterman. I got 20 pages in and I decided to DNF. There was just too many descriptions. I didn't enjoy it. Like, I'd read 20 pages and it just felt never ending. I didn't even finish the first chapter. Like, the first chapter was 30 something pages and I was just not having it. I didn't want anything to do with it. I don't like the main character. And again, I know I'm only 20 pages in, but it's just not for me, unfortunately, and that's okay. So I decided to put it down. And then I decided to pick up Pride and Prejudice, and I've gotten 26 pages into this, and I don't think this is the right book to pick up for a readathon because it is a classic. It's slow going. So I feel like I need to pick something else. Something that's not going to slow me down a little bit, because I've already felt like I've read for so long and it hasn't even been that long. It's only been about half an hour and I've DNF'd one book and I'm struggling through the second book. So I think I need to pick something else that's going to be a little bit more action packed and fast pace to get me excited to read again, because I don't feel like I want to read anymore. So I don't know what I want to do right now. I don't know. Do I pull a book out of my jar? I don't know. I've got so many books and I just don't feel like reading any of them right now. I also have to film a video today and edit it and upload it because I was a slacker. I haven't done it yet. I don't know. What do I want to do? I'll get back to you with what I want to do very soon. Alright, so it's decided, after a discussion with my partner, that I'm going to try and reread The Hunger Games, just to get me out of this slumpy, bad mood that I'm feeling in. So going back to something that I love and enjoy will be great. If you don't know what The Hunger Games is, I don't know where you've been, but this is about a dystopian world where every year Everyone from the age of 12 to 18 gets their name put in the reaping, and if their name gets pulled out, they have to go fight to the death as a punishment for a rebellion that happened many years ago. And in this one we're following Katniss, and she is part of the Hunger Games, and we're following her journey of being in the Hunger Games. I haven't reread this in a while, so I'm very excited after reading A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes back in January or February, and I've been meaning to reread this for a while. So I think I'm going to go into this, get myself out of a little bit of a slump, and carry on from there. Hello. It has been a while since I've last updated this vlog, but it is the next day and it is nighttime. So I didn't update you last night, but I did read The Hunger Games and I've just finished it, and I now have, hold on, 6 hours and 11 minutes left of this readathon. So now I need to pick something else to read. And I did have Anatomy: A Love Story on my TBR to read for this readathon, but none of the books that I actually picked for this readathon have worked. I DNF'd one, I soft DNF'd another one, so I had to reread The Hunger Games to get myself out of a slump. This is a 5-star. I absolutely love this. It's like my 4th reread of this book. I absolutely adore it. And so what I've done is I've decided to pick a book out of my TBR jar, which is full of my TBR veterans, and whatever I pull out of here, I'm just going to read until the end of this readathon. So let's one just fell out, so I guess that's just what I'm going to choose, because one just fell out, and it is Fire and Flood. Oh, it's right over there, so I'll grab it now and I will talk you through what it's about, because I have no idea. It's been on my shelf for a long time. Alright, so I grabbed it. It is Fire and Flood by Victoria Scott. I got this at the secondhand bookshop, I'm pretty sure, and it was very cheap. It is a YA fantasy from what I can remember, and it says on the top here, let the contest begin. So let me have a quick read of the book. So book 1 in the Fire and Flood series. Great, I want to be starting another series. Okay, Tella's brother is dying. He's got cancer and Tella is helpless to save him, or so she thought. When an invitation arrives for Tella to compete in the Brimstone Bleed, a deadly competition that will lead her through treacherous jungle and scorching desert, she doesn't think twice, because the prize is a cure to any illness, but Tella will be facing more than just the elements. So I'll start reading this. I will most likely get through quite a bit of it tonight, and hopefully I'll remember to update you guys tonight before I forget. So let's just get into reading. Hello, it is Sunday morning and I am here to update this vlog. I have 3 hours and 55 minutes left of this readathon, which is very exciting. And I did start Fire and Flood last night. I am 156 pages in and I'm not liking it very much. I mean, we get told about this main character and her brother is sick, and then all of a sudden this magical thing turns up where they tell her that if she goes she can get a cure for her brother, and then she just like runs away and goes and does it, and no one knows what's happening. No one knows the rules, no one understands what's happening. It's just a bunch of these people thrown into this forest and told they have to find blue flags and get to a camp in 2 weeks. That's it. And I don't understand what's happening and why. Like, nothing has been explained, and I don't think any one of the characters that we meet actually know what's going on, which is frustrating. I also really don't like our main character. This is written in 2014, so you know, it's that girl hate girl sort of scenario where she sees a girl who's really pretty and she's like, I hate her. And there's a scene where the girl who's really pretty, who's been really nice and lets her join her team, is pulling up her shirt for some reason, and she sees that she's got stretch marks, and she's like, oh, I hope she was super big, I hope she used to be really fat, all this sort of thing. And it's just like, why? I don't know why books do this. I don't like the girl on girl hate. I'm not great with it. I don't like it. So this is leaning towards a 2-star, but I'm going to finish it because I've only got 3 hours 55 minutes left and I don't really want to be starting another book. But yeah, that's my update for today. Hello, so we are finishing another book. So I just finished Fire and Flood by Victoria Scott, and I gave this 2 stars. Like I said before, I don't like it. I gave this 2 stars. Copal gave it 2 stars, and yeah, I did not like our main character. I didn't like the fact that we only start learning what is actually going on right towards the end. I don't like the body shaming. I don't like the girl on girl hate. It's very 2014 YA stories, although I have read some of these older YA books and I've fallen in love with them. So I just went on Goodreads to update my reading, and I was looking at reviews, and this is so weird. This book got 5 stars from a lot of people, or 4.5 stars from people that I thought would hate this book, like reviewers that I normally trust, and I'm confused. Like, did we read the same book? But it's funny because it's either people absolutely loved this book and gave it 4.5 to 5 stars, or people hated this book and gave it 1 or 2 stars. And I am in the camp of giving it 2 stars. I did not like it. So that is that. I have 1 hour and 39 minutes left on my timer and 54 seconds, which is great. I am almost there. Although I am still in a pretty good reading mood. I thought I'd be in a little bit more of a slump, but I'm not. So I do have a buddy read that I'm in the middle of, and it's The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Shokshi, and I have to read my next part. So I'm reading part 2 up to part 3, so I thought that I would just finish off this readathon with reading this. So this is about a group of people who are creating a heist, from what I remember. This is Paris in 1889. The city is on the cusp of industry and power, and we are following a treasure hunter and wealthy hotelier, Severin Alare. When the Order of Babel coerces him to hunt down an ancient artifact, Severin is offered a treasure he never imagined, his true inheritance. So he gathers a group of unlikely team and experts in their fields, and they have to hunt down this artifact. That's all I know about it. I've read 58 chapters last week and I've been having a great time with it. As you can see, I'm tapping it up. I'm having a good time. It kind of is reminiscent of Six of Crows, but it's giving it definitely a different twist, and I'm really enjoying the main characters, which is great. So once this readathon is over, I'll give you an update and kind of wrap up this whole vlog because it's been a chaotic mess. So I'll give you an update very soon. Alrighty, I have finally completed my 24-hour timer challenge. So I have read quite a bit over the last 4 days, and I just want to go through a little bit of a wrap up of what I read. So for the first book that I finished, I was halfway through Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I finished this off on day 1, and then yeah, I thought it was okay. It wasn't the greatest. I don't want to talk too much about this one because it is going to be in a vlog that's going to be coming out at the end of May, so I'll be giving you more in-depth thoughts there. Then I decided to pick up Queen and Coin of Whispers by Helen Corcoran. This was a 4-star read for me. I had a great time with it. I really enjoyed it, and it was a good time. It was very quick to read, and I'm looking forward to continuing with this series at some point. Once I finished that, I decided then to pick up Game Changer by Neal Shusterman. I got 26 pages in and I decided to DNF it, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I got 26 pages in decided to DNF. Then I decided to pick up Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and this again was not a good idea for me. I got 26 pages in and I decided to DNF it because it's not the type of book that you want to read during a readathon when you want to be reading fast-paced, quick-paced sort of stories. This is definitely not that. I will be soft DNFing this, but I will be coming back to it and reading it at some other point. Game Changer is a hard DNF, and I am going to be unhauling this one. So I got into a bit of a slump, so I decided that I was going to reread something that I know is a favorite of mine and will help me get out of a slump. So I decided to read The Hunger Games. I gave this 5 stars, absolutely loved it. The Hunger Games is one of my favorite series of all time, so I had a great time returning to this one and meeting Katniss and Peeta and everyone else again, and it was such a great time. Then I wasn't sure what else I wanted to pick up, so I decided to let my TBR jar decide for me, and that picked out Fire and Flood by Victoria Scott. I gave this 2 stars, didn't really enjoy it as I've already mentioned, didn't like the characters, didn't really understand the plot, and didn't have a great time with that one, but it is what it is. And then I decided to finish off the last hour or so of my readathon. I decided to pick up and continue with The Gilded Wolves. I am in a buddy read with one of my great friends, Sword and Sweets Elizabeth from Sword and Sweets on Instagram, and I decided to get into and read 71 pages of this while waiting for my timer to go off. The Gilded Wolves is a great story and I'm having a great time with it, and I'm very looking forward to continuing with this series. So a lot of reading has happened over this weekend. I'm glad that I had a successful readathon. A massive thank you to the ladies who decided to join me in this. I'll tag all their Instagrams down below. It was so great to have a group of people who were also reading along with me. So let's pull up this stack and I can show you exactly the stack of books that I had and was working my way through. So that's not too bad. Apart from my 2 DNFs, working through some of these books was great. So very happy with that. Got a couple of books off my physical TBR, which is great. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a like, comment down below if you've ever done a 24-hour reading timer challenge. I'd love to know, and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Bye.